Welcome back, Banker Seals, and today we're taking a look at one of the best home sweet homes I have ever seen. This is Pawcendance on plot number 46. I believe it was President Kennedy who once said that Vulpera are the hobbits of World of Warcraft, and here we can see that in full force. The outside of this home is a beautiful, overgrown burrow into the mountains. I love how this burrow in particular has been allowed to blend in with the surrounding area. It's clear that the Vulpera here is not interested in keeping things trimmed and artificial. They want the natural growth that comes with it. Not only does it help to hide the Vulpera's home from its natural predators like wolves, foxes, and going outside, but it also gives us a sneak preview of the exceptional decor work that we will see throughout this house. The front of the home features a wyvern mount for the Vulpera. Meanwhile, to the left of the home is a small grave where the Vulpera stores their shedded exoskeletons. The entrance to the burrow is exceptionally cozy, but it's when we get to the inside that things go to the next level. We're first met with this ominous hallway, showcasing a whole bunch of different relics obtained by the Vulpera on their adventure. Everything from class items to this weird acorn to a second weird acorn. But coming to the end of the hallway, we find that this is all a facade, and we are now met with the real home proper. The layout of this home is genius. I really struggled figuring out the best way to film this thing because it's all one continuous loop. Because of that, even though we can see other rooms to our left and our right, we'll actually start by going up the stairs in the middle, at the top of which we're met with this spacious second floor that even includes this overhanging balcony that allows us to play chess and to look down upon the living room itself that we'll actually save for later on. And believe it or not, even an open, spacious home like this is not without its secrets, the first of which can be found when we come to the left. The raised floor here looks to be a bit of a library or study area, and while a cozy reading area is lovely to see, you know that once we see these bookshelves, our secret doorway senses start tingling, and wouldn't you know it, back behind here is a secret room. This secret room, the first of many, contains a bunch of different magical artifacts, as well as some potions and poisons that the Vulpera has collected among their adventures. This room gives the impression that this Vulpera might be a little more dangerous than they first might seem. How dangerous? Well, dangerous enough that they thought to include a quick little escape hatch in the corner of this room that only fits the size of a Vulpera. I, as a night elf, was too big to fit through. Coming across to the other side of the second floor, we can see there's an Onyxia head hanging at the top of the stairs, and all the way on the left we find ourselves in a lovely little bathroom. A bathroom that features some unique creations, from this custom shower on the right here using the shaman water totem to shower water down below with a cool magic tarp acting as the curtain, a custom toilet that looks very modern and seems extremely safe, the shaking means it's working, and a gorgeous bathtub with a towel on the right, water coming out of the walls, and walls which, by the way, have been colored these beautiful pastel. This bathroom even features its own working sauna. And all of this was just the appetizer, because now we get to the main course. Coming down the stairway on either side of this second floor, we find ourselves in this warm, open living room. And the design here is stellar. I love how they've used the dark portal item to act as a mantelpiece for their fireplace, and when paired with the metal plating behind the fireplace and the lovely layout of the decor items out in front, this place looks magnificent. To the right of the fireplace, we find a relaxing natural spring, while to the left of the fireplace, we see the Vulpera's best friend, their pet wyvern named Fred, sitting here on top of their throne of pillows and plushies, living the good life. I love the name tag in the back here, showcasing the Vulpera's excellent spelling abilities, and of course, not only does Fred sleep like a king, it eats like a king, with a giant food bowl full of a homemade meal. Underneath the stairs on either end, we find a storage closet, while opposite the fireplace, underneath the second floor, we are in the home proper, and this looks gorgeous. We can see the kitchen on the right and the dining room on the left, so let's start with the dining room. A dining room that comes with a beautiful nature feature on one end, while on the other end, coming past the other decorations, nature features, and food across the bar table, we find a small little throne perfectly sized for the Vulpera, complete with a hookah on one side and alcohol on the other, letting you know exactly what kind of party this Vulpera is throwing. In between both sides is yet more storage underneath the stairs to the second floor, this one with a little light, while the right side itself itself is this breathtaking custom kitchen, and man, there is so much to love. First and foremost, I love the little coffee bar at the front here. Kind of reminds you of how you'll see a Starbucks in a grocery store or something like that. The gorgeous detail work even continues behind the counter, where we can see a bunch of mugs sitting on shelves, different storage below the bar, and all the different coffee items ready to brew. The kitchen itself is no slack either. I'm loving this centerpiece in the back here, the bars and cabinets across the walls and the floor, and there's detail work in every piece. The sink itself is full of dirty dishes waiting to be washed. Against the back wall, we've got cookbooks, spices, pans ready to be used. There's a working stove and oven combo with meat roasting and 2 dishes cooking on the stovetops. And that combined with the measuring devices, the spices, utensils, the machines, all of this together makes it feel as though not only is this a cozy and gorgeous kitchen, it is one that the creator has gone to incredible lengths to make this feel as though this is a space in use, that this is an actual lived-in home. Opposite the coffee bar is a lovely cutout with some storage, but next to both of them is this room here, a room that is actually a giant walk-in freezer. Is it concerning to see what looks to be a person frozen in the freezer? Does that make us worry about the meat we saw cooking on the stove? Well, I would answer those questions, but we've got more house to see. Now, on the opposite end, taking the doorway next to the dining room, we find ourselves in a little hallway. A hallway that includes a secret exit from the Burrow should things go south, and which leads to this Vulpera's bedroom. I'm a huge fan of the bed itself in the middle here, how it's enclosed by this tent, as though even though the Vulpera is far from home, even though they're buried underground, they still want to live as the Vulperan people once did, as they were before the Horde found them and introduced them to the concept of buildings. The room itself features all of the furnishings we've come to expect from a bedroom, but it's also got a trick up its sleeve. Behind the tent, behind the quilted wall, we find a secret passage into this Vulpera's treasure room. And given the quality of treasure contained here, the ominous chest, the glowing magical crystal, all of this just reinforces the idea that the Vulpera living here is up to a whole lot more than just relaxing at home. And finally, coming back out of the bedroom and to the right, we end up in my favorite room of this home. Welcome to the game room. And if you weren't already convinced that this Vulpera is a master of decor, this is the room that puts it over the top. To the left, we've got a cool stage for live music to play while entertaining guests, including this custom-made drum kit that even has cymbals and drumsticks. And to the right of that is yet another custom-made instrument that's either a human-sized guitar or a Vulpera-sized cello. Across from the stage, we find an expertly crafted pool table, this one including little holes for the balls to go in. I'm sure there's a word for it, but I won't look it up. And at the end, we get to one of many arcade machines in this room. This one is Whack-A-Mole. I love the giant hammer next to it, and we can see one of the little lights popped up, another one about to pop up. You can see exactly how this game would be played. And if that's not impressive enough, in the center, we've got a giant working custom-made claw machine. I love seeing all the little plushies and other rewards in there that you can grab. The working crane moving all about it, the controls on the front, and even a plushie in the little box at the front to collect your prize. We've never seen arcade machines like this before, but now that I've seen it, I want to see an entire house of these. I want to see a fair made from these. These look incredible. And the room even includes an actual arcade game itself. We can see a joystick with 2 buttons and what looks to be Xalatath as the screen. And finally, the entire other half of the room is filled with this custom-made, highly detailed bowling lane. And this has got everything from the different sized balls on the end there, the lane itself going through, the pins at the end. We can see a screen in the corner that would play all those stupid little animations when you knock the pins over. And even on top of all of that, it even has a little ball return machine. What a genius masterwork combination of decor here. I cannot believe how good this looks, and our Vulperan creator was even kind enough to give us a live demonstration of the bowling lane at work, using their body as the ball in an ancient Vulperan tradition known as concussion. And finally, as the icing on the cake, this home contains one more secret. It turns out that fireplace from before hides a secret passage, a secret exit from the Burrow that leads us to this Vulperan's private backyard. A backyard that contains everything from a griffin roost, a little working pond with some murlocs, a lovely picnic table, and a working hot tub, all of it pulled together with another exceptional detail. Looking straight above, we can can see the sun high in the sky. And congratulations, now that all of us have stared directly into the sun, we're all qualified to be president. Don't forget to like and comment, and if you would like to have your house showcased, there will be a link to the Bank Showcase Submissions Discord down below.